All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakal Kodash, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, are two great kings, the gods that the King James Bible speaks of, which again, the true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, who the world of ignorance calls Christ. True name is Yahweh Shai. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar, and on down that rule and teach well. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, so I just want to do a short lesson or however long the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai allows it to go. I'm not really sure what I want to title the lesson yet. Lord will the Lord to give me a title for the lesson, but it's going to be dealing with ICE and the continuance of detaining these so-called illegals, which now Lord Will's brothers can see on the screen. This is for fair use purposes only. I'm not using this for any monetary gain, just for educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use. All right. They don't care if you're old, young, crippled, whatever. We're seeing the wrath of the Lord's sword, which is Esau Edom, increase. All right. Revelation 12 and 12 jumping off the page. All right. Because the other day in Washington, D.C., it wasn't ICE, but it was the National Guard or the militarized police that Trump has released in D.C. that arrested or put a man with no legs, a man in a wheelchair, all right, in handcuffs. A man in a wheelchair, and I believe he had no legs. So what threat is he to? He's no threat. But again, this is the Lord putting that spirit on Esau to increase his wrath. All right, because he doesn't care now. You're old, young, old man, woman, child, paraplegic. It doesn't matter. All right, this devil is bringing the wrath. All right, Lord Woods brothers can see on the screen. I have this article here, and it reads: NYC student 7 and family detained by ICE should be getting ready for school. It says ICE is detaining a 7-year-old girl and her immediate family, sources confirmed to Nexstar WPIX Saturday morning. The 7-year-old, a student at a New York City public school, and her mother were sent to an ICE detention center in Texas, and her 19-year-old brother remains in ICE custody in New Jersey, officials said. It is disgusting that a child will be taken into a ICE detention this way, Queen City Councilman, I'm trying to pronounce the name, said in an interview with WPIX. She should be with her mother getting ready for school in a couple of weeks. She would be buying school supplies. This is the first known ICE arrest of a New York City child under 18. Chris Nall said, I think that's how you pronounce his name, said in a social media post. All right, so again, 7 years old, and they separated the family. They sent the mother and daughter to Texas, and the son is in New Jersey, detained by ICE as well. It says the student's name, which is not being released due to her age, was a student at a public school 89 in Queens. The detention, first reported by the nonprofit news outlet The City, isn't the first time ICE has detained a New York City public school student after they have been in schools just starting up. This is going to create an uproar because I believe school is just now starting back up, and they're going to run up in these schools and arrest kids, children, 7 years old, detain them and ship them to Texas. And they probably separated, if this is a true story or whatever, but if so, they probably separated the mother and daughter, because we know how Esau gets down. All right, it says WPIX did not immediately receive a response from federal authorities regarding the detainments, but according to the Department of Homeland Security statement shared with the city, the girl's mother illegally entered the United States from Ecuador in 2022. I'm not trying to pronounce that name. Another New York City student was detained by ICE during a routine hearing. All right, council city member, local wrestler said. All right, so she's in Ecuador, so she's one of the tribes. All right, it says other cities of New York City's students being detained have also been reported prominently in New York City public school to issue the following statements and wait till again school is starting back up. Again, wait till they start raiding the schools down here in Florida. All right, because again, Florida is a major melting pot. You know, we got all the tribes here. You know, then you got Cuba down there, Puerto Rico down there. All right, South America isn't, you know, a lot of jakes come from South America, go to Miami or whatever, end up down here in Florida. So yeah, man, it's about to get ugly, man. And you see, they don't give a damn. They're arresting 7-year-olds and shipping them. All right, and they might do what they did to them people reportedly a while back. Just put them on a plane, just throw them in the Gulf or throw them in the Atlantic Ocean and keep it moving, tied up, guaranteed to drown. This is the wrath of this devil, man. And this is, but that's all I'm gonna read. But again, starting with the elders and the apostles, a great millstone, man. For a very, very long time now, it's been telling you, Jakes, these times was coming, man. All right, that this devil was going to show his horns. This devil was going to, bring the wrath. So I'll pause it real quick. And I don't know how many times a week Revelation 12 and 12 come out, man. It's been coming out even before this whole ice thing started. All right, so I thought that music was gonna play, but yeah, I've been saying for a long time, man. Revelation 12 and 12 has been coming out even before all this ice and DC thing even started. And these was the days that the Lord had his men warning you about. We're in them times now. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which is speaking about Esau and the Edomites, which is still in power to this day, which is doing this. Trump is an Edomite, all right, that's making these decrees. A nation of fierce countenance, and the Lord is putting that spirit of fierce countenance back on them, all right, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. So, right, so the Lord is putting them back in that spirit, all right, where the laws and shit like that, you know, protect the old and the young, all right. But now, you know, this devil don't give a fuck. Again, he's arresting, you know, old women, old men, 7-year-old children, all right, and shipping them, man, sending them to a whole nother state. All right, again, so Deuteronomy 28, verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. All right, which really Esau, you know, was kept, been in that same spirit, but now he's real, now the Lord is real deal rousing it back up. Because, you know, there's been cases where, you know, young jakes would be killed and old jakes would be killed here and there, all right, by the cops or whatever. But now the Lord is putting that spirit on him where he's, you know, back in, you know, real deal back in this spirit, that fierce countenance spirit. You know, like when we first came over here to Babylon. You know, they'll send a young child out in the cotton field, barefooted, you know, or working all day and night till they drop dead or till they pass out. Old men out there picking cotton. You know, they would hang young children. They would hang older young men. All right, young, super young men or young jakes or old jakes. They would just hang them in the tree. Don't care how old or how young they were. Kill newborn babies, like Columbus. You know all atrocities that Columbus was doing. All right, so the Lord is putting that spirit back on them. Matter of fact, let's do this.
According to wisdomlib.org, the phrase highlights the menacing nature of this ruler and foreshadows the tribulations faced by the faithful as a result of his actions. Synonyms: intimidating presence.
Right. So again, like I said, highlighted the menacing nature of the ruler. This devil is a complete and utter menace, and been a menace. All right. And it says the results. What was that one part of? Okay, what does fierce mean in the Bible? Warrior that terrorizes hearts. And that's what this devil is doing, terrorizing hearts right now. He's in that spirit. All right? Terrorizing hearts. Looks like I thought it froze up. Yeah, he's terrorizing hearts. You know, Jake's got to be Jake afraid to go to work. You know, the Northern Kingdom, a lot of them afraid to go to work. All right, in DC now, you got the Southern Kingdom, you know, afraid to roam the streets without being harassed. With Lord willing, man, the Lord put that spirit on them Jakes to rouse up. I've been meditating on that today too. This could help, you know, speed up the process for Genesis the 49th chapter to come to pass. All right, where the Lord spoke about Judah rising up. But you got some Jake out there that are angry in DC. So Lord willing, you know that this could be, you know, helps this situation in DC could help speed up the process to fulfill that prophecy. In which when Judah rouses up, Salakia, when Judah rouses up, the rest of the tribes are going to follow suit. And everything's coming all in line. You know, Trump's doing this to the Southern Kingdom, all right? And you already got the Northern Kingdom, which has been catching hell from Trump by way of ICE. So, you know, when Judah, you know, again starts fighting back, they can start fighting back in D.C., then the other tribe, the Northern tribe, is already catching hell from Trump by way of ISIS. It's all coming together, man. And it's just, you know, me speaking as a man, but it looks like, you know, it could all come together. You know, Judah, you know, Judah kick it off, you know, start fighting, eat back, and then the Northern Kingdom join in. Because again, they've been catching hell from ICE. So I can see that happening, definitely, you know, Lord willing. But yeah, this devil is definitely, you know, terrorizing hearts right now. All right. Last precept, I'm gonna wrap it up. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time. Right? This man knows his time is short. All right. He knows his time is short. This. Okay, fierce. Having a display or intense or ferocious aggression, and that's what we're seeing for Esau right now. So I kind of just want to break both words down. It says having a display in a intense, instance like it, or ferocious aggressionness. And again, that's what we're seeing. All right, arresting men in wheelchairs, locking up 7-year-olds and shipping them out of state. All right, that's not a sign of aggression. A person's face or facial expression. All right, so yeah, he's fierce countenance, man. All right, he's in that spirit of a fierce countenance, basically just showing no mercy, and it's going to get worse. All right, because he knows his time is in. Like we just read Revelation 12:12. He knows his time is short. All right. So with that, you know, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash, double honors to my elders and apostles of the great millstone, and peace and safety to you, brothers, that push this truth and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.